As most of you know, Bull in the Basement is all about this podcast. People that influence Buffalo one way or another. Either they're from here or they're an expat or they're coming through, but they have relationships with Buffalo and influence the world culturally. Joining me now, multiple Hall of Fame drummer, Carmine Appice. Carmine, how are you, man? Great to see you.
I'm good.
You're going to be in Buffalo this weekend, right? Book CD
I
signing.
am. Yep, we're doing a signing and we're doing a gig.
Cool, man. Hi-Fi Hits, Main Street in Williamsville, 6 to 7:30 on Friday night, the 12th. That will be awesome. And then Vanilla Fudge. I mean, this is remarkable at the 12th on Saturday. First of all, tell us a little bit about the Vanilla Fudge. I mean, is this a one-off? Is this a tour?
Yeah, it's part of a little series of a tour that we started a week and a half ago. We did 5 gigs that ended about a week ago, and we took a break. And then it's with Vanilla Fudge and Robbie Krieger. We did 5 shows, 3 of them were with Robbie, 2 by ourselves. And then this is part 2, which we start by ourselves in Buffalo. Then we go down to New York. We do 2 nights with Robbie at the Sony Hall in New York City. And then we go to Connecticut and we do another gig with Robbie. And then that's it. So that would have been 9 gigs, with Vanilla Fudge this month. And I did 3 gigs about 2 weeks before that with my brother. And we played in Buffalo also.
Who's the better drummer, by the way?
I'm the original.
You're the OG?
I'm the original.
He's much younger than you, as some of you might know.
Yeah.
Vinny is, 11? Is that right? 11 years younger?
11 years.
Yeah. My God, your career is remarkable. Vanilla Fudge, Rod Stewart, Ted Nugent. You did some stuff with Floyd, Brian May, Sambora, Ozzy, obviously on the road. Incredible stuff, man. And even maybe more remarkable, and I got to ask you a secret, man. You're going to be 75 in a month. I know you don't need to be reminded of that, but is music what has kept you young, touring and all of that? Is that what's kept you young and active? And
probably, and the fact that I wasn't a heavy drugger or a drinker, and I always tried to eat healthy and exercise and take care of myself. Especially in the last 20 years,
Sure.
But before that, all my friends were doing coke, I never really did that. I smoked some pot in my day, but I was never a beer drinker to the point where I had the big fat beer belly, and and I was never really an alcoholic, So I think that that has something to do with it, and the fact that music does keep you mentally young, You keep playing, you keep looking for new things. I just recently stopped dyeing my hair black and purple, so I got the natural hair now, but everybody's liking it.
It looks great, man.
I walked into a grocery store the other day, and a young girl packing up the bag said, "You look like an actor." I said, so, well, somewhat close. Try musician.
You said, "Yeah, I'm Al Pacino."
Yeah, right. With this look, I could probably be in a mafia movie.
Probably. It's going to be great to have you here. And so I mentioned you do have a relationship with Buffalo. Obviously, you've played here a million times. Is there
played there a lot of times, and one of my favorite places to play was in the '70s was Gilligan's.
Wow.
With Cactus. We used to play up there and do 2,000 people every time, and just kick ass. And it was always a great show, great audience, and a great time. And now since playing with Jim Cream, we played some good gigs up there. Like we played with Drum Wars a month ago. We played Buffalo, and I don't even know what it was. It was like a big giant tent like this.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hard tent, and there's 400 or 500 people there that loved it. We sold a lot of merch, and we sold everything out. We played our butts off, and it was a great show.
Yeah, it's out in Akron, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That's a really cool spot out there, and that's great that you got a chance to get out there. That's awesome, man. So, okay, you mentioned Jim Crean. You're also friendly with Mike Hund, a Buffalo guy. So,
I haven't seen him in a long time, but I met him the same day we met Jim Crean.
Okay.
And we used to, when me and Vinny used to play gigs, we didn't take a band around because it was too expensive at the time when we started this thing going. And we used to pick up musicians. So Jim Crean and Mike Hund were on the same musicians that we picked up that night. And we really liked Jim. And and thought it would be easier to carry around a singer. And the fact that his wife was a JetBlue flight attendant, so he got to fly around for nothing. So that made it easy. And a couple times he flew us around for nothing. But that made it easy financially for him to come with us. Because we always either got hotel rooms or paid for hotel rooms, which was easy. But, to carry around the whole band. So we were carrying me, Jim, and Vinny all the time. And his wife used to come with us because they got free flights. But Mike Hunt was on that same thing. And then we did maybe 3 shows in upstate New York with Mike Hunt and Jim. And then we hung on to Jim. Mike Hunt texted me once in a while, but that's about it.
Yeah. So you mentioned being in in a mob movie or something. Listen, you're the godfather of rock drumming.
There you go.
I mean, seriously, when people talk about you, when other, let's call them, drum gods, whether it's Neil Peart or John Bonham or Joey Kramer or Roger, I mean, the list goes on and on and on of these incredible rock god drummers. It always comes back to you, my friend. I mean, when you hear people like that talk the way they do about you, and maybe it's gotten old at this point, maybe you're like, whatever. But even at the very first time, when you started hearing compliments and saying, people saying that you were sort of their mentor, you were the one that they looked up. Forget about the fact that it makes you old. How did that and does that maybe still make you feel?
Well, it makes you feel good, I mean, especially when the first time it happens. Like, I remember we played Madison Square Garden for the 40th anniversary of Vanilla Fudge, of Atlantic Records. Vanilla Fudge played. When we came off the stage, Phil Collins was standing at the side of the stage and said, "Man, you don't know how much you influenced me." And I slapped him 5. I said, "Thanks, man." And I know him, but he never said that to me,
It's pretty amazing.
That was nice,
Yeah.
But, I'm used to it. As you said, you get used to it,
Yeah. Can and I know you do this a lot. You get asked probably the same questions over and over and over again. We have, I'll call us lay people, fans, whatever, have trouble understanding Ozzy speak. Did you have problems understanding Ozzy speak when you worked with him?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's, I don't know. I think it was worse when he was on stage.
Right. Well, it's going to be great to see you, man. And like I said, my gosh, your resume speaks for itself. One last question. Can you, and I'm assuming the answer is yes, but can you listen to music solely for enjoyment, or are you at some level, when you listen to music, critical of it?
Well, I always listen critically, but, I don't listen to much new music because new music is soulless, Like when we're driving in the car on Sirius Radio, we listen to like the R&B stations, we listen to the Beatles, we listen to, what is that other station? The Groove, the Funk station, we listen to, I listen to a Christian station, which they have good songs on there when I'm driving by myself, and because the Christian songs are all drum tribal oriented the way they are. And I actually wrote 3 Christian songs, and I play drums differently than I normally play on a regular track. But yeah, I mean, I can do, but I don't really listen to much of the new music. There's not a lot of new music that, even like young new bands, there's nothing really new about them, unless it's an amazing song. But come on, when you live through generations of Beatles songs and great writers and great historical, classy, amazing writers. I mean, I don't hear any of that coming up anymore. I don't hear it. I mean, but then, you turn on the radio and you hear everybody sounds the same. You hear drum machines, you hear no guitars anymore. It's just keyboards oriented computer music.
Yeah, I was going to say so much of it
with a voice on it, and they all sound the same. Some of them got great voices, but they sound like the next song.
Yeah. Technology's taken over, hasn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you, man. I'm glad we could do this, albeit, a couple of minutes. You've been on a crazy junket, going one after another on these Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. Book CD signing, Hi-Fi Hits, Main Street, Williamsville. It's a great vinyl record store with a little performance space in it. I don't know if you've been there yet, but you're going to love it.
No, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Friday the 12th, 6 to 7:30, then Vanilla Fudge back in Buffalo at the Trout on Saturday night. Carmine, thanks so much for doing this. We really appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, you take care. All right, bye-bye.